On 3rd January 1889, Nietzsche wrote to the feminist Meta von Salis, "The world is transfigured, for God is on the earth. Do not you see how all the heavens rejoice? I have just taken possession of my empire, cast the Pope into prison, and let Wilhelm, Bismarck, and Stoker be shot." Signed, The Crucified. On the same day, Nietzsche wrote to Cosima Wagner, widow of the great composer Richard Wagner, "To Princess Ariadne, my beloved. It is a mere prejudice that I am a human being, yet I have often enough dwelled among human beings, and I know the things human beings experience, from the lowest to the highest. Among the Hindus I was Buddha, in Greece Dionysus. Alexander and Caesar were incarnations of me, as well as the poet of Shakespeare, Lord Bacon. Most recently I was Voltaire and Napoleon, perhaps also Richard Wagner. However, I now come as Dionysus victorious, who will prepare a great festival on earth. Not as though I had much time. The heavens rejoiced to see me here. I also hung on the cross." He also wrote to Cosima Wagner, "Ariadne, I love you." Signed, Dionysus. On 4th January, Nietzsche wrote to the great scholar Jacob Burckhardt, "That was the little joke on account of which I condone my boredom at having created a world. Now thou art, our greatest teacher. For I, together with Ariadne, have only to be the golden balance of all things. Everywhere we have such beings who are above us." Signed, Dionysus. On the same day, Nietzsche wrote to Paul Deussen, "Since it has been irrevocably established that I alone have created the world, it appears that friend Paul also has been considered in the world plan. He is to be, together with Monsieur Catulle Mendez, one of my great satyrs and celebrators." Signed, Dionysus. On the same day, Nietzsche wrote to Peter Gast, "To my maestro Pietro, sing me a new song. The world is transfigured and all the heavens rejoice." Signed, The Crucified. On 6th January, Nietzsche wrote to Burckhardt, "Dear Professor, actually I would rather he a Basel professor than God. But I have not ventured to carry my private egoism so far as to omit creating the world on his account. You see, one must make sacrifices, however and wherever one may be living. Yet I have kept a small student room for myself, which is situated opposite the Palazzo Carignano, in which I was born as Vittorio Emanuele, and which moreover allows me to hear from its desk the splendid music below me in the Galleria Subalpina. I pay 25 francs, with service, make my own tea, and do my own shopping, suffer from torn boots, and thank heaven every moment for the old world, for which human beings have not been simple and quiet enough. Since I am condemned to entertain the next eternity with bad jokes, I have a writing business here which really leaves nothing to be desired. Very nice, and not in the least strenuous. The post office is 5 paces away. I post my letters there myself to play the part of the great feuilletonist of the Grand Monde. Naturally, I am in close contact with Figaro. What is unpleasant and a strain on my modesty is that in fact I am every name in history, and as for the children I have brought into the world, I ponder with some misgiving the possibility that not everyone who enters the kingdom of God also comes from God. I go everywhere in my student coat, now and then slap someone on the back and say, "Is everything okay? I am God. This farce is my creation." Poor old Nietzsche. At the end, he didn't know if he was Christ or Dionysus. At one point, he even referred to himself as Nietzsche Caesar. Did insanity turn Nietzsche into a malignant narcissist? What a sad end. The proudest of all minds broke. God's assassin couldn't bear the guilt.